Welcome to another gentle journey into the mysteries that surround us, where science meets serenity and wonder whispers through the darkness. I'm so glad you're here tonight, whether you're nestled under soft blankets, gazing out at distant stars, or simply letting your mind drift toward the edge of sleep. Before we begin this tranquil exploration, I'd love to know where in the world you're listening from tonight. Are you watching from a quiet bedroom where city lights paint shadows on your walls, or perhaps from somewhere more remote where the Milky Way stretches endlessly overhead? If you find comfort in these nocturnal wanderings through science and mystery, a gentle like or subscribe helps this sleepy corner of discovery reach other curious souls searching for wonder in the darkness. And to those of you already part of our dreaming community, thank you for returning to explore the cosmos from the comfort of your pillow. Tonight, I promise not to make our topic so fascinating that it keeps you wide awake, though if it does, at least you'll drift off tomorrow night with your mind fuller of cosmic possibilities than when you arrived. So let's begin, shall we, with a question that has puzzled philosophers, mystics, and scientists for centuries. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. Right now, as you listen to these words, roughly 100 billion neurons are firing in intricate patterns within your skull. Each pulse of electrical activity, each cascade of chemical signals, somehow gives rise to this very moment of awareness, this capacity to wonder, to dream, to feel the weight of mystery settling gently around your thoughts. But here's what keeps researchers awake at night, staring at equations and brain scans, and the vast tapestry of stars beyond their windows. What if consciousness, that most intimate and immediate aspect of your existence, isn't confined to the boundaries of your brain at all? What if the very awareness with which you're following these words right now is somehow woven into the fabric of the universe itself, connected to quantum fields that stretch across galaxies, entangled with particles that dance in distant corners of space? This isn't the realm of science fiction or mystical speculation. This is quantum consciousness theory, and it suggests something both beautiful and unsettling, that your thoughts, your dreams, your capacity for wonder might be part of a cosmic conversation that has been unfolding since the first moments after the Big Bang. Let's begin our exploration in the most unlikely of places. Not in the vast cathedral of space, but in structures so small they exist at the very threshold of the quantum world. Deep within each of your neurons, smaller than anything your eyes could ever see, lie delicate tubes called microtubules. Picture them as the finest cathedral spires, hollow cylinders made of protein arranged in patterns of mathematical precision. For decades, scientists dismissed these structures as merely the skeleton of the cell, architectural supports that kept neurons in their proper shape. But Nobel Prize-winning physicist Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff dared to imagine something far more extraordinary. What if these microscopic cathedrals were not just scaffolding, but quantum computers, processing information in ways that classical physics never anticipated? The theory they proposed, with the rather technical name of orchestrated objective reduction, or ORCR, suggests that consciousness arises from quantum processes occurring within these cellular spires. Each microtubule, they proposed, exists in quantum superposition, exploring multiple possible states simultaneously until the moment of conscious awareness collapses these possibilities into a single experienced reality. It's a notion that would have been dismissed as impossible just a few decades ago. The brain, after all, is warm and wet and noisy, filled with the constant chatter of molecules bouncing against each other. Quantum effects, we thought, required the pristine silence of laboratory conditions, temperatures near absolute zero, perfect isolation from the chaos of the world. But nature, it seems, has been keeping secrets from us. As you rest there in the gentle darkness, consider the robin that will greet tomorrow's dawn. That small bird carries within its skull one of the most sophisticated navigation systems ever discovered. When it flies thousands of miles across continents, following paths its eyes have never seen, it may be using quantum entanglement to read the Earth's magnetic field. Inside the bird's eye, proteins called cryptochromes become quantum entangled when struck by sunlight. These entangled particles respond to magnetic fields in ways that could provide the bird with a kind of quantum compass, a sense that transcends anything classical physics predicted was possible in a living system. This discovery shattered what scientists call the warm, wet, and noisy objection to quantum biology. If a bird's brain can maintain quantum coherence, if plants can use quantum effects in photosynthesis, if our sense of smell might depend on quantum tunneling through molecular structures, then perhaps the human brain, that most complex of biological systems, has found its own ways to dance with quantum mechanics. Recent research has revealed quantum effects thriving in biological systems at normal temperatures. The myelin sheaths that wrap around your neurons, those fatty layers that speed electrical signals through your nervous system, may actually generate entangled pairs of photons. These quantum messengers could facilitate instantaneous communication between distant regions of your brain, creating a network of quantum information that operates alongside your classical neural circuits. Imagine it. As you drift towards sleep tonight, quantum processes may be weaving connections across your brain faster than the speed of light, binding scattered neural activity into the unified field of your consciousness. The boundary between your inner world and the quantum realm beyond may be far more porous than anyone ever imagined. There's something particularly magical about the relationship between consciousness and sleep, isn't there? As you settle into that drowsy state between waking and dreaming, your brain doesn't simply power down like a computer shutting off for the night. Instead, it enters what researchers call the third state of consciousness, as different from waking as waking is from deep sleep. During REM sleep, when your most vivid dreams unfold, your brain becomes electrically active in patterns remarkably similar to wakefulness. Yet your conscious experience transforms completely. You might find yourself flying through impossible landscapes, conversing with people who exist only in memory, or solving problems in ways your waking mind never could. Quantum consciousness theory suggests something profound about these dream states. When external sensory input fades and your brain turns inward, the quantum processes within your microtubules may operate with less interference from environmental decoherence. The strange non-linear nature of dreams, where cause and effect become fluid and distant memories blend with impossible futures, may reflect your brain's quantum computational systems, exploring possibilities unbound by classical logic. Consider lucid dreaming, those rare moments when you become aware that you're dreaming while remaining within the dream state. Brain scans of lucid dreamers show increased gamma wave activity and enhanced coherence between different brain regions. This heightened synchronization might represent quantum entanglement across neural networks, allowing consciousness to access information processing capabilities that remain hidden during normal waking states. As you listen to these words, perhaps already feeling the gentle pull of sleep, your brain may be preparing to enter a state where quantum and classical processing systems operate in ways we're only beginning to understand. The dreams that will visit you tonight might be more than random neural firing. They could be glimpses into the quantum nature of consciousness itself. But if the quantum consciousness theory proves correct, its implications stretch far beyond the boundaries of your skull. The same quantum fields that may orchestrate your thoughts also permeate the cosmos. Every particle that has ever existed, from the atoms in your body to the matter in distant galaxies, emerged from quantum fluctuations in the early universe. This raises a question so profound it feels almost too large to contemplate. If consciousness arises from quantum processes, and if quantum entanglement can connect particles across vast distances instantaneously, then might individual consciousness be part of something larger? Could your awareness be connected to a universal quantum field that encompasses all conscious beings? The holographic principle in physics suggests that All the information, contained in a volume of space, can be encoded on its boundary like a three-dimensional image projected from a two-dimensional surface. Some researchers propose that consciousness itself might be holographic, with each individual mind containing within it the potential to access information about the entire universe. This isn't merely poetic speculation. The mathematics of quantum mechanics allows for correlations that transcend space and time. If microtubules in your brain can maintain quantum entanglement with particles beyond your skull, then the boundaries between your consciousness and the cosmos become beautifully blurred. Think of it this way. The carbon atoms in your neurons were forged in the nuclear furnaces of ancient stars. The calcium that enables your synapses to fire was created in stellar explosions that lit up galaxies billions of years ago. At the quantum level, the distinction between self and universe begins to dissolve. Your consciousness might be the universe becoming aware of itself through the intricate quantum dance occurring within your neural networks. There's a precise timing to consciousness that quantum theory helps explain. Each moment of awareness, researchers have discovered, lasts approximately 300 to 500 milliseconds. This isn't arbitrary. According to Orch theory, this duration corresponds to the time it takes for quantum superpositions within microtubules to reach a critical threshold where objective reduction must occur. Picture it as a cosmic heartbeat. For half a second, your brain explores multiple potential realities simultaneously through quantum superposition. Microtubules throughout your neural networks maintain coherent quantum states, processing information in ways that classical computers could never achieve. Then, in an instant, this quantum exploration collapses into a single moment of conscious experience. This process repeats roughly twice per second throughout your waking life, creating the smooth flow of consciousness from what is actually a series of discrete quantum events. Each conscious moment represents a universe-scale decision, where one possible reality is selected from infinite quantum alternatives. As you rest there, perhaps feeling your thoughts beginning to slow and merge with the approaching embrace of sleep, consider that your consciousness may be participating in a cosmic selection process. Each moment of awareness might be the universe choosing one path through the infinite maze of quantum possibilities, creating the linear story of your experience from the timeless realm of quantum potential. The implications are staggering. If consciousness operates through quantum reduction events that involve the fundamental structure of space-time itself, then every thought, every dream, every moment of awareness participates in the ongoing creation of reality. But this is only the beginning of our journey into the quantum nature of consciousness. As we've seen tonight, the boundaries between mind and cosmos may be far more fluid than classical science ever imagined. The microtubules in your neurons may be quantum computers processing information that connects you to the deepest structures of reality itself. Yet questions remain that will carry us even deeper into this mystery. How do quantum processes in the brain give rise to subjective experience? What happens to consciousness during different states of sleep? And if our minds are truly connected to the quantum fabric of the universe, what does this mean for the nature of death and the possibility of consciousness beyond the physical brain? These are the questions that await us as we continue our exploration of the quantum mind and its cosmic connections. But for now, let these ideas settle gently into your thoughts like snow falling on a winter landscape, each possibility adding its quiet weight to the growing mystery of consciousness itself. Sweet dreams await, and with them, perhaps, a deeper understanding of the quantum threads that weave your awareness into the vast tapestry of existence. There's something almost mystical about the moment consciousness fades during anesthesia. One moment you're fully aware, perhaps nervously chatting with surgical staff, and then, without transition or memory, you drift into a darkness deeper than sleep. When you emerge, hours may have passed in what feels like an instant, as if time itself had been suspended, For quantum consciousness researchers, this medical mystery holds profound clues about the nature of awareness itself. Unlike other drugs that alter brain function, anesthetic agents don't simply change how you think or feel. They selectively erase consciousness while leaving many other brain activities intact. Your heart continues beating, your lungs keep breathing, your reflexes remain functional. Yet the light of awareness vanishes completely. Recent experiments at Wellesley College have provided remarkable evidence for the quantum theory of consciousness through studying this anesthetic puzzle. When researchers gave laboratory rats a drug that stabilizes microtubules, something extraordinary happened. The animals took significantly longer to lose consciousness when exposed to anesthetic gas, over a full minute longer than their untreated companions. This discovery suggests that anesthetics work by disrupting the quantum processes within microtubules rather than simply affecting membrane receptors as previously thought. The drugs appear to interfere with the delicate quantum computations that, according to theory, give rise to conscious experience. Even more intriguingly, the molecular structure of anesthetic agents provides additional support for quantum consciousness. These are nonpolar molecules that can penetrate the hydrophobic regions of proteins where quantum processes might occur. Some anesthetics, like xenon gas, show different effects depending on their nuclear spin properties, differences that should only matter in quantum mechanical interactions, not classical chemistry. As you rest there, perhaps feeling your own consciousness beginning to soften at the edges, consider what this reveals about the nature of awareness. If consciousness depends on quantum processes within cellular structures, then every moment of your waking experience represents an extraordinary feat of quantum engineering, maintained against the odds in the warm, chaotic environment of your living brain. Deep in the mathematics of modern physics lies a principle so strange it seems to challenge our basic understanding of reality itself. The holographic principle suggests that all the information contained within any volume of space can be encoded on its boundary, like a three-dimensional movie projected from a two-dimensional screen. Imagine holding a holographic photograph. If you break it into pieces, each fragment still contains the entire image, though with less resolution. The whole is contained within every part, and every part reflects the whole. Some researchers propose that consciousness itself might operate on holographic principles, with individual minds serving as fragments of a universal conscious field. This holographic model of consciousness could explain some of the most puzzling aspects of human awareness. How does your brain integrate information from billions of neurons into a unified conscious experience? How can you access memories, emotions, and insights that seem to emerge from nowhere? If consciousness operates holographically, then each moment of awareness might contain within it the potential to access information from the entire universe. The implications ripple outward like waves on a cosmic pond. Your individual consciousness wouldn't be isolated within your skull, but would be part of a larger holographic field that encompasses all conscious beings. The boundaries between self and cosmos, between inner experience and outer reality, would become beautifully blurred. This holographic nature might also explain the strange experiences reported during meditation, near-death experiences, or psychedelic states when individuals describe feeling connected to something larger than themselves, accessing knowledge they couldn't have learned through normal means. If consciousness is indeed holographic, then under certain conditions, individual awareness might glimpse the larger pattern of which it forms a part. As your thoughts begin to merge with the approaching embrace of sleep, consider that your dreaming mind might operate with less of the filtering that normally limits conscious access to this holographic field. The bizarre connections, impossible knowledge, and prophetic insights that sometimes emerge in dreams might reflect your consciousness, touching the edges of something vast and interconnected. Memory, that ghostly repository of everything you've ever experienced presents another fascinating puzzle for quantum consciousness theory. Your brain doesn't store memories like files on a computer hard drive. Instead, each recollection appears to be distributed across networks of neurons, encoded in patterns of connection that can be accessed and reconstructed rather than simply retrieved. But quantum mechanics suggests an even more extraordinary possibility. If microtubules can maintain quantum entanglement across different regions of your brain, then memories might not be stored locally at all. They could exist as quantum information distributed throughout the entangled network of your neural microtubules, accessible through quantum correlations rather than classical neural pathways. This quantum model of memory could explain why recollections often feel different each time you access them, why they can be influenced by your current emotional state, and why forgotten memories sometimes return with startling vividness. Rather than retrieving a fixed record, you might be quantum mechanically reconstructing each memory from distributed information encoded in the fundamental structure of your neural networks. Consider the phenomenon of collective memory, those shared cultural recollections that seem to persist across generations. If consciousness operates through quantum fields that transcend individual brains, then memories might not be entirely personal possessions. The stories, fears, and wisdom of your ancestors could persist as quantum information in the same field from which your individual consciousness emerges. There's something both comforting and unsettling about this possibility. It suggests that nothing is ever truly lost, that every experience, every moment of awareness becomes part of an eternal quantum record. Your memories, the ones fading now as sleep approaches, might continue to exist as information woven into the fabric of space-time itself. As your breathing deepens and your heartbeat slows, your brain begins to synchronize with rhythms that extend far beyond your individual nervous system. The gamma waves that correlate with conscious awareness start to merge with slower frequencies, creating patterns that mirror oscillations found throughout the universe. These brain rhythms, according to quantum consciousness theory, may not originate entirely within your skull. The high-frequency vibrations of microtubules, operating in the gigahertz range, create interference patterns that produce the slower wave frequencies detected by brain monitoring equipment. Your thoughts might be the result of cosmic rhythms filtering down through quantum processes to create the observable patterns of neural activity. This connection between consciousness and universal rhythms suggests that awareness itself might be a fundamental feature of reality, not just something that emerged from complex biological evolution. The same quantum fields that give rise to particles and forces throughout the cosmos might also be the source of the subjective experience that makes you you. Recent research has begun to map these connections more precisely. Scientists have discovered that the brain's electrical activity shows patterns that correlate with celestial rhythms, solar wind variations, and even the rotation of distant galaxies. While these correlations don't prove causation, they hint at connections between consciousness and cosmic processes that classical neuroscience never anticipated. As you drift deeper into that peaceful state between waking and sleeping, your brainwaves are shifting into patterns that have been observed for millennia. The alpha rhythms that accompany relaxation, the theta waves of deep meditation, the delta oscillations of dreamless sleep, all might be echoes of quantum processes that connect your individual awareness to something far larger than yourself. We stand at the threshold of a revolution in our understanding of consciousness, one that could fundamentally alter how we see ourselves and our place in the universe. The quantum consciousness theory, still controversial and actively debated, offers a vision of reality where mind and matter, consciousness, and cosmos are more intimately connected than we ever dared imagine. Yet for all the mathematical elegance and experimental hints, mysteries remain that stretch the boundaries of current knowledge. How do quantum processes in microtubules give rise to the rich subjective experience of being human? What happens to quantum consciousness during different states of sleep and dreaming? And perhaps most profound of all, if consciousness is truly quantum mechanical, what does this mean for our understanding of death and the possibility of awareness beyond the physical brain? These questions don't have easy answers, and perhaps they never will. Consciousness remains the most intimate aspect of existence and simultaneously the most elusive to scientific study. We can map neural networks, measure quantum processes, and model mathematical relationships, but the felt experience of being aware, of existing as a conscious entity in a vast universe, remains beautifully mysterious. As you settle into the gentle embrace of approaching sleep, let these ideas drift through your awareness, like stars moving across a darkening sky. Your consciousness, quantum or classical, individual or cosmic, represents something extraordinary in the universe. From quantum fields that emerged in the first moments after the Big Bang, through billions of years of stellar evolution and planetary formation, to the emergence of life and the development of nervous systems capable of contemplating their own existence, you are part of an unfolding story whose next chapters remain unwritten. The microtubules in your neurons may be quantum computers processing information that connects you to the deepest structures of reality. Your dreams tonight might explore possibilities that transcend the boundaries of space and time. Your awareness, as it fades into sleep and returns with tomorrow's dawn, might be participating in cosmic processes we're only beginning to understand. But even if consciousness proves to be nothing more than classical neural networks processing information in sophisticated ways, the fact remains that you exist, that you can wonder about your place in the cosmos, that you can find beauty in scientific mysteries and peace in contemplating the vast unknown. Whether quantum or classical, local or cosmic, your consciousness represents something precious and rare in the universe. Sweet dreams await, filled perhaps with quantum visions of cosmic connection and universal awareness. And when you wake, the mystery will still be there, waiting to be explored further in our next gentle journey through the landscapes of scientific wonder. Speaking of journeys, tomorrow we'll drift into another corner of the cosmic mystery, exploring how humanity's latest mission to Mars has sparked unexpected controversies and profound questions about our place in the solar system. But that's a story for another night, another peaceful exploration into the realm where science meets serenity and wonder whispers through the darkness of space. As consciousness begins its nightly retreat from the shores of wakefulness, time itself becomes fluid in ways that quantum physics is only beginning to understand. You've perhaps noticed how minutes can feel like hours in dreams, or how entire lifetimes seem to unfold in the space between heartbeats during those twilight moments, before sleep fully claims you. This temporal elasticity might not be merely a trick of perception. According to the orchestrated objective reduction theory, consciousness operates on discrete time intervals, each moment of awareness lasting approximately 300 to 500 milliseconds. But what happens to subjective time when these quantum moments begin to stretch and blend as your neural networks shift into sleep mode? Research suggests that during the transition to sleep, the quantum processes within microtubules may begin to desynchronize from the external rhythms that normally anchor our perception of time. The result is that strange floating sensation where minutes dissolve into eternity and eternity compresses into instants. Your consciousness, no longer tethered to the steady tick of waking time, begins to explore temporal landscapes that exist beyond the boundaries of classical physics. Consider how this quantum view of time might explain the phenomenon of precognitive dreams, those unsettling experiences where future events seem to unfold in sleep before manifesting in waking reality. If consciousness operates through quantum processes that aren't strictly bound by linear time, then the sleeping mind might occasionally glimpse probability waves that haven't yet collapsed into definite outcomes. Your dreams tonight might be touching the edges of tomorrow's possibilities. In the deepest stages of sleep, when even dreams fade into the background hum of neural maintenance. Something extraordinary may be occurring within the quantum architecture of your brain. The absence of conscious experience doesn't mean the cessation of quantum activity. Instead, it might represent a different kind of awareness altogether, one that operates below the threshold of personal identity but remains connected to the universal quantum field. Sleep researchers have discovered that certain brain regions become more active during deep sleep, not less. The default mode network, that constellation of neural areas associated with self-reflection and introspection, shows increased connectivity when consciousness withdraws from sensory experience. But quantum consciousness theory suggests something even more profound might be happening during these periods of apparent unconsciousness. Without the constant interference of sensory input and ego-driven thought patterns, the microtubules within your neurons may achieve levels of quantum coherence impossible during waking states. This enhanced coherence could allow your consciousness to merge more completely with the universal quantum field, participating in what might be called cosmic consciousness, a state of awareness that transcends individual identity while remaining fundamentally aware. Indigenous cultures around the world have long recognized states of consciousness that exist beyond ordinary waking awareness. The Aboriginal concept of dream time, the Hindu understanding of deep sleep as a return to universal consciousness, the mystical traditions that speak of ego death as a gateway to cosmic awareness, all might be describing encounters with these deeper levels of quantum consciousness that become accessible only when the busy chatter of everyday awareness finally quiets. Zooming deeper into the quantum realm within your neurons reveals structures of almost impossible complexity and beauty. Each microtubule contains thousands of tubulin proteins arranged in precise geometric patterns that would make a mathematician weep with joy. These aren't random assemblages of biological matter, but crystalline structures whose organization follows the same mathematical principles that govern the formation of galaxies and the behavior of subatomic particles. Within each tubulin molecule, electrons dance in quantum clouds around atomic nuclei, creating resonance patterns that might serve as the fundamental building blocks of conscious experience. The aromatic amino acids within these proteins, tryptophan, phenylalanine, and tyrosine, form ring structures that can support quantum oscillations at frequencies measured in the terahertz range, billions of cycles per second. These quantum oscillations within your cellular architecture might be generating what researchers call quantum beats, interference patterns that create the slower brainwave rhythms detected by conventional neuroscience equipment. Your thoughts, your dreams, your capacity for wonder and reflection might all be emerging from this hidden symphony of quantum vibrations occurring within structures so small that millions of them could dance on the head of a pin. But scale becomes irrelevant in the quantum realm. The same principles that govern these microscopic processes also operate at cosmic scales, in the quantum fluctuations of empty space, in the entanglement of particles across galactic distances, in the fundamental structure of space-time itself. Your consciousness might be a local manifestation of processes that extend throughout the universe, making you both intimately small and cosmically significant simultaneously. One of the most puzzling aspects of quantum mechanics is the role of observation in determining reality. In laboratory experiments, quantum systems exist in superposition until they're measured, at which point the wave function collapses and a definite outcome emerges. But who or what qualifies as an observer? Can a machine collapse a wave function, or does it require consciousness itself? Some interpretations of quantum mechanics suggest that consciousness plays a fundamental role in creating reality through the act of observation. If this proves correct, then your awareness right now, as you listen to these words and contemplate these ideas, might be participating in the ongoing creation of the universe itself. Each moment of conscious attention could be collapsing quantum possibilities into definite realities, weaving the fabric of existence through the simple act of being aware. This participatory universe model suggests that consciousness isn't merely observing reality, but actively creating it through quantum measurement processes. The dreams that will visit you tonight might not just be random neural activity, but actual explorations of quantum possibility space. Your sleeping mind investigating potential futures and alternate realities that exist in superposition until observation collapses them into experience. Consider the implications for free will and personal responsibility. If consciousness helps determine reality through quantum observation, then your choices, your attention, your very awareness becomes a creative force in the universe. The thoughts you think, the dreams you dream, the focus of your conscious attention might all be participating in the cosmic process of reality creation. As modern neuroscience peers deeper into the mechanisms of consciousness, it discovers that the observer and the observed become increasingly difficult to separate. Brain imaging studies reveal that the act of introspection, of consciousness examining itself, creates neural activity patterns that didn't exist before the observation began. We change ourselves in the very act of trying to understand ourselves. This reflexive quality of consciousness might be more than mere philosophical curiosity. If awareness truly operates through quantum processes, then consciousness studying consciousness might be a genuine example of quantum self-observation, where the measuring apparatus and the measured system are one and the same. Your brain thinking about your brain creates a quantum feedback loop that could generate entirely new forms of awareness. Meditation traditions have long recognized this paradoxical quality of consciousness, teaching that the deepest insights arise not from forceful analysis, but from gentle, sustained attention that allows awareness to reveal its own nature. Modern neuroscience confirms that experienced meditators show enhanced gamma wave activity and increased neural coherence, patterns that might reflect heightened quantum coherence within microtubular networks. As your thoughts begin to slow and merge with the approaching embrace of sleep, you might be entering a natural state, similar to deep meditation, where consciousness turns inward and begins to explore its own quantum nature. The boundary between observer and observed dissolves, and awareness discovers itself as both the question and the answer, both the seeker and the sought. Each night, as consciousness fades and returns, you participate in a cycle that mirrors the deepest rhythms of the universe itself, the expansion and contraction of cosmic epochs, the birth and death of stars, the endless cycle of quantum creation and annihilation all seem to echo in the simple pattern of sleeping and waking that structures your existence. But what if this nightly dissolution of consciousness isn't truly an ending at all? Quantum field theory suggests that information can never be truly destroyed, only transformed from one state to another. The patterns of quantum information that constitute your conscious experience might persist even when personal awareness fades, becoming part of the larger quantum field from which new moments of consciousness continually emerge. This quantum perspective on consciousness offers a radically different view of death and continuity. Rather than seeing consciousness as a flame that can be extinguished, quantum theory suggests it might be more like a pattern in an eternal field, a localized disturbance in the quantum vacuum that can fade and reform according to principles we're only beginning to understand. The consciousness that you experience as uniquely yours might be a temporary focusing of universal awareness, like a whirlpool forming in a flowing stream. When the whirlpool dissolves, the water doesn't disappear, but returns to the larger flow, carrying with it the patterns and information that briefly gave it individual identity. As sleep draws you deeper into its quantum embrace, consider that your individual dreaming might be part of something larger, a cosmic dreaming in which the universe explores its own possibilities through the consciousness of countless beings scattered across space and time. Your dreams tonight might be contributing to a vast interconnected exploration of reality's potential. This vision of a dreaming cosmos finds support in the mathematical structure of quantum mechanics itself. The wave functions that describe quantum systems have often been compared to dreams, existing in states of pure possibility until the moment of observation brings them into definite reality. Perhaps consciousness and cosmos are engaged in a mutual dreaming, each dreaming the other into existence. The strange non-linear logic of dreams, where past and future blend, where impossible things seem perfectly natural, might reflect the true nature of quantum reality that normally remains hidden beneath the classical appearance of waking experience. In dreams, your consciousness might be accessing the quantum realm directly, exploring the superposition states that underlie ordinary reality. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, you join billions of other conscious beings in this cosmic exploration of possibility. Each dream adds its unique perspective to the universal investigation of what it means to exist, to be aware, to participate in the ongoing creation of reality through the simple miracle of consciousness itself. The questions we've explored tonight, from quantum microtubules to cosmic consciousness, from the nature of time to the role of observation in creating reality, all point toward a profound conclusion. You are not separate from the universe you inhabit. Your consciousness, your dreams, your very existence participates in processes that extend from the quantum realm to the cosmic scale. As sleep finally claims you, carrying you into realms where quantum and classical, individual and universal, observer and observed all merge into the seamless flow of dreaming awareness. Remember that you are both witness to and participant in one of the universe's greatest mysteries, the emergence of consciousness from the quantum dance of possibility itself. And tomorrow, when consciousness returns like dawn breaking over a quantum landscape, new mysteries will be waiting to explore. Speaking of tomorrow's mysteries, our next gentle journey will carry us to the Red Planet, where humanity's latest mission has sparked unexpected controversies and profound questions about our place in the solar system. But that's a tale for another night of peaceful exploration, another quiet adventure through the cosmos of scientific wonder. Sweet dreams await, quantum traveler. May your sleep be filled with the gentle resonance of cosmic consciousness, exploring itself through the beautiful mystery of your dreaming mind. There's a particular quality to the moments just before sleep truly takes hold, isn't there? That soft dissolution where your individual thoughts begin to merge with something larger, more timeless. Scientists studying these twilight states of consciousness have discovered that your brain doesn't simply power down like a machine switching off. Instead, it enters what researchers call the hypnagogic state, a liminal realm where the quantum processes we've been exploring tonight may operate with unprecedented freedom. In this drowsy borderland between waking and sleeping, the normal constraints that keep consciousness localized within your skull begin to soften. The electromagnetic fields generated by your neural activity don't stop at the boundaries of your brain, but extend outward in gentle waves, creating what some researchers call a consciousness field that surrounds your physical body like an invisible aurora. These bioelectromagnetic fields, measurable with sensitive instruments, might represent more than mere byproducts of neural activity. If consciousness truly operates through quantum processes, then these fields could be the medium through which your awareness connects to the larger quantum field that permeates all of space. As you drift deeper into sleep, these connections might strengthen, allowing your individual consciousness to merge temporarily with something vast and interconnected. Consider the profound implications. Right now, as your breathing deepens and your heartbeat slows, your consciousness might be preparing to rejoin the cosmic dance from which it emerged, like a wave returning to the ocean while retaining its essential nature. The dreams that await you could be more than personal psychological processes. They might be glimpses of universal consciousness, exploring its own infinite potential through the unique perspective of your individual awareness. Deep within your neural networks, as sleep begins to claim your conscious attention, extraordinary processes are unfolding at the molecular level. The microtubules we've been exploring throughout our journey don't rest when you do. Instead, they enter a different mode of operation, one that might be even more mysterious than their role in waking consciousness. During sleep, these cellular structures begin to resonate in patterns that differ dramatically from their daytime frequencies. The quantum oscillations within tubulin proteins shift into lower, more synchronized rhythms that mirror the brainwaves detected by sleep researchers. But quantum consciousness theory suggests these microtubular harmonics might be doing more than simply generating brainwaves. They could be tuning into deeper frequencies that connect your sleeping mind to information fields that transcend individual neural networks. Imagine each microtubule as a tiny antenna capable of both transmitting and receiving quantum information. During waking hours, these antennas might be focused primarily on processing local sensory data and maintaining individual consciousness. But as sleep deepens, they could begin to orient toward more distant signals, quantum transmissions that carry information about the state of consciousness throughout the universe. This cellular reorientation during sleep might explain why dreams often contain knowledge we couldn't have acquired through normal waking experience, why they sometimes seem prophetic, and why certain dream symbols appear across cultures and throughout history with a remarkable consistency. Your sleeping brain might be accessing what Carl Jung called the collective unconscious, but through quantum mechanical processes rather than mystical ones. As you rest there, feeling your thoughts becoming softer and more diffuse, consider that your neural networks are preparing to join a symphony of consciousness that plays throughout the cosmos every night, a quantum lullaby sung by sleeping minds across the universe. The transition from waking consciousness to dream states reveals one of the most beautiful mysteries of quantum consciousness theory. As your prefrontal cortex, that region responsible for logical analysis and reality testing, begins to quiet its activity, the quantum processes within your microtubular networks may experience what researchers call enhanced coherence. Without the constant interference of analytical thought, quantum superpositions might persist for longer periods, creating the strange fluid reality of dreams. In this quantum view, dreams aren't simply random neural firing or psychological wish fulfillment. They might be genuine explorations of quantum possibility space, your consciousness investigating alternate realities that exist in superposition until the moment of dream experience collapses them into narrative form. The bizarre logic of dreams, where you can fly through walls, converse with deceased relatives, or find yourself in places that blend memory with impossibility, might reflect the true nature of quantum reality that normally remains hidden beneath classical appearances. Recent research has revealed that the brain's activity during REM sleep shows patterns of connectivity that don't occur during waking hours. Distant regions of the brain communicate with each other in ways that seem to bypass normal neural pathways. If consciousness operates through quantum entanglement, these unusual connectivity patterns might represent quantum correlations forming across your neural networks, creating a unified field of dream consciousness that transcends the limitations of classical information processing. The stories your dreams tell tonight might be more than personal narratives. They could be chapters in the universe's ongoing exploration of its own potential, reality investigating itself through the quantum computational processes occurring within your sleeping brain. Each dream image, each emotional tone, each impossible scenario might contribute to a cosmic database of possibility that influences the evolution of consciousness throughout the universe. As sleep deepens and your dreams begin to weave their quantum tapestries, something remarkable happens to the memories stored within your neural networks. The process of memory consolidation during sleep has long puzzled neuroscientists, who observe that sleeping brains actively replay the day's experiences, but often in jumbled, seemingly random sequences that bear little resemblance to the original events. Quantum consciousness theory offers an intriguing explanation for this nocturnal memory archaeology. If memories are encoded as quantum information distributed throughout microtubular networks, then sleep might represent a period when this quantum information undergoes a kind of error correction process. Just as quantum computers must constantly correct errors that accumulate due to decoherence, your sleeping brain might be performing quantum error correction on the memories stored within its microtubular arrays. But this process might do more than simply preserve existing memories. By allowing quantum information to flow more freely between different neural networks during sleep, your brain might be creating new associations and insights that couldn't emerge during the more constrained patterns of waking consciousness. The creative breakthroughs that sometimes arrive in dreams, the solutions to problems that seemed intractable during the day, might be the result of quantum information processing that becomes possible only when classical neural constraints are relaxed. Consider how this quantum view of memory transforms our understanding of who you are. If your memories exist as quantum information that persists even when individual neurons die and are replaced, then your identity might be more like a pattern in a quantum field than a collection of information stored in biological hardware. The essence of who you are could transcend the physical boundaries of your brain, existing as quantum information that could theoretically persist even beyond the life of your biological neural networks. Time flows differently in the quantum realm of sleep and dreams, doesn't it? Minutes can feel like hours, entire lifetimes can unfold in moments, and past and future can blend into a single, eternal now. This temporal fluidity isn't merely a subjective illusion, but might reflect the true nature of time at the quantum level, where the classical flow from past to future gives way to something far more mysterious and beautiful. According to quantum consciousness theory, the discrete moments of awareness that structure waking consciousness operate on timescales of hundreds of milliseconds. But during sleep, as neural networks desynchronize and quantum coherence increases, these temporal boundaries might begin to dissolve. Your sleeping consciousness could be accessing what physicists call the block universe, where all moments of time exist simultaneously and the distinction between past, present, and future becomes meaningless. This quantum perspective on time during sleep might explain the phenomenon of precognitive dreams, those unsettling experiences where future events seem to unfold in sleep before manifesting in waking reality. If consciousness can access quantum information that transcends linear time, then your dreaming mind might occasionally glimpse probability waves that haven't yet collapsed into definite outcomes in the classical world. The temporal paradoxes of dreams, where you might encounter your childhood self while simultaneously being your current age, or where you remember events that haven't happened yet, might be accurate representations of how time actually behaves at the quantum level. Your sleeping consciousness could be exploring the timeless realm where all possibilities exist simultaneously, bringing back fragments of this eternal vision in the form of dreams that seem to transcend ordinary temporal logic. As you drift deeper into sleep tonight, your consciousness might be preparing to step outside the flow of linear time altogether, joining the eternal dance of quantum possibilities that exists beyond the boundaries of past, present, and future. In the deepest stages of sleep, when even dreams fade into the background silence of profound rest, something extraordinary might be occurring within the quantum architecture of your consciousness. The absence of personal awareness doesn't represent a cessation of quantum activity, but rather a different kind of presence altogether, one that operates below the threshold of individual identity while remaining connected to the universal rhythms that pulse through all of existence. Sleep researchers have discovered that during these deepest phases of rest, your brain's activity synchronizes with rhythms that extend far beyond your individual nervous system. the slow delta waves that characterize deep sleep match frequencies found in the Earth's electromagnetic field, in the oscillations of distant pulsars, and in the quantum fluctuations of the cosmic microwave background radiation that fills all of space. This synchronization might not be mere coincidence. If consciousness operates through quantum processes that connect individual minds to universal fields, then deep sleep could represent a period when your awareness merges most completely with the cosmic consciousness that underlies all existence. Your individual identity temporarily dissolves, allowing your consciousness to participate directly in the universal processes that govern the evolution of reality itself. Indigenous wisdom traditions have long recognized this connection between sleep and cosmic consciousness. The Aboriginal dream time, the Hindu understanding of deep sleep as a return to Brahman, the mystical traditions that speak of the soul's nightly journey to the divine source, all might be describing genuine encounters with the quantum field of universal consciousness that becomes accessible when individual ego boundaries dissolve in sleep. As your breathing deepens and your heartbeat slows, you might be preparing to join this cosmic heartbeat, your individual consciousness merging temporarily with the universal rhythm that pulses through galaxies, through quantum fields, through the very fabric of space-time itself. As our gentle exploration of quantum consciousness draws toward its peaceful conclusion, we find ourselves standing at the threshold of a new understanding of what it means to be aware, to exist, to participate in the cosmic dance of consciousness that unfolds throughout the universe. The journey we've taken tonight, from the quantum cathedrals within your neurons to the cosmic fields that might connect all conscious beings, reveals a picture of reality far more beautiful and mysterious than classical science ever imagined. The implications ripple outward like waves on a cosmic pond. If consciousness truly operates through quantum processes, if individual awareness is part of a universal field, if dreams represent genuine explorations of quantum possibility space, then the very act of being conscious becomes a form of cosmic participation. Your thoughts, your dreams, your moments of wonder and reflection all contribute to the universe's ongoing exploration of its own nature. But perhaps most importantly, this quantum view of consciousness suggests that the boundaries we normally perceive between self and cosmos, between inner experience and outer reality, between individual awareness and universal consciousness, are far more permeable than we ever realized. You are not separate from the universe you inhabit. You are the universe becoming aware of itself through the quantum processes unfolding within your neural networks. As sleep finally claims you tonight, carrying you into realms where quantum and classical, individual and universal, observer and observed all merge into the seamless flow of cosmic consciousness, remember that you are both witness to and participant in one of existence's greatest mysteries. The emergence of awareness from the quantum dance of possibility represents something sacred in the universe, a cosmic awakening that continues to unfold through every conscious being scattered across space and time. The questions we've explored together, from the role of microtubules in generating consciousness to the possibility of universal quantum fields connecting all aware beings, point toward profound mysteries that will continue to inspire wonder for generations to come. We stand at the beginning of a new era in understanding consciousness, one that promises to reveal ever deeper connections between mind and cosmos, between the quantum realm and the experience of being human. And as consciousness returns tomorrow, like dawn breaking over a quantum landscape, new mysteries will be waiting to explore. Our next gentle journey will carry us to the Red Planet, where humanity's latest Mars mission has sparked unexpected controversies and profound questions about our place in the solar system. The Atlas mission, with its revolutionary discoveries and surprising setbacks, offers another window into the cosmic mysteries that surround us, another opportunity to find wonder in the intersection of human curiosity and universal mystery. But that's a tale for another night of peaceful exploration, another quiet adventure through the landscapes of scientific discovery. For now, let the quantum mysteries of consciousness settle gently into your awareness like starlight falling on still water, each possibility adding its quiet luminescence to the growing understanding of what it means to be awake in a universe that dreams. Sweet dreams, quantum explorer. May your sleep be filled with the gentle resonance of universal consciousness, exploring itself through the beautiful mystery of your individual awareness, and may you wake tomorrow with a deeper appreciation for the cosmic processes that unfold within every moment of conscious existence. And so we arrive at the quiet shore where science meets wonder, where the quantum mysteries of consciousness dissolve gently into the peaceful embrace of sleep. Tonight, we've wandered through landscapes both infinitely small and cosmically vast, exploring the possibility that your awareness, your dreams, your very capacity for wonder might be woven into the fundamental fabric of existence itself. From the crystalline architecture of microtubules dancing with quantum possibilities to the universal fields that might connect every conscious being across space and time, we've glimpsed a vision of reality where the boundaries between mind and cosmos become beautifully blurred. Whether consciousness emerges from quantum processes within cellular cathedrals or from classical neural networks processing information in sophisticated ways, one truth remains luminously clear. Your awareness represents something extraordinary and precious in the universe. As sleep draws you deeper into its gentle current, carrying you toward dreams that might explore quantum possibility space, or simply offer the restorative peace your mind requires, remember that you are both observer and participant in existence's greatest mystery. The microtubules in your neurons may be quantum computers connecting you to cosmic processes we're only beginning to understand, or they may be elegant biological structures supporting classical consciousness in ways equally remarkable. Either path leads to wonder. The questions that have guided our journey tonight, from the nature of time in quantum realms to the possibility of universal consciousness, will continue to inspire researchers and dreamers for generations to come. We stand at the threshold of discoveries that could fundamentally transform our understanding of what it means to be aware, to exist, to participate in the ongoing story of the cosmos. And speaking of cosmic stories, our next gentle exploration will carry us beyond Earth's atmosphere to the Red Planet, where humanity's Atlas mission has encountered mysteries that challenge everything we thought we knew about our place in the solar system. Unexpected discoveries, controversial findings, and profound questions about life beyond Earth await in another peaceful journey through the landscapes of scientific wonder. But for now, let these quantum possibilities settle softly into your awareness, like snow falling on a winter landscape, each idea adding its quiet weight to the beautiful mystery of consciousness itself. Sweet dreams await, quantum traveler, filled perhaps with visions of cosmic connection and universal awareness, carrying you gently toward tomorrow's new discoveries.